Hey y'all, so I decided to go ahead and video a quick video of where I'm at right now in my homestead journey. So this is my first garden plot. It started off as raw pasture like that, last season. About a year ago. And I rototilled it, just raw rototill, which was rough. And then brought in some soil, turned it up, put down cloth to make these paths. But there's one square, a rectangle, another square. And then last year I had corn in this section, and I had a lot of squash and tomatoes, peppers last year. I met my first army of squash bugs last year, and with the new construction of our home and us not living on property, my garden was a complete disaster. And we did get some food and tomatoes and stuff like that, but I wanted to cry just about every time I came out here because the squash bugs were absolutely relentless. This area was fun with the corn, and we had some watermelon. And this is one watermelon plant left over from last year that decided to bless us this year. And that was after we poured these footers or foundation, whatever you want to call it, for a greenhouse, because this is where I was going to put my greenhouse. But the cost to build has just gone through the roof. So I'm kind of taking a step back from that, possibly doing a hoop house. I got some stuff for that right there, some PVC pipe. But even that, I'm like, oh Lord, I just don't know. I might actually just put a cover crop in there for now. Eventually there will be a greenhouse there though, hopefully. So anyway, so this year I amended the soil with some Black Kow, and this is where my kale and my spinach and my carrots were that I pulled up. Now my cantelope is kind of growing in that area. I've got okra, which has been so fun this year. I did have that last year also, but I let it get too big. I didn't realize that I had to pick them sooner. They were a bit tough and chewy. So I got some tomatoes. My tomatoes were just dying in this heat. My jalapenos are just bumping. But one of the things I realized was I didn't plant, I tried to plant minimal for just my family, but I didn't quite plant enough for canning. So I'm definitely going to beef up my production next year. But my pumpkins are doing great despite trying to just the battle with the squash bugs. I've got a yellow squash over here that's doing really well. Here's my cantaloupe that my neighbor actually brought me. And here's some of my tomatoes. But man, these okra flowers are super pretty. I don't know if you're not familiar with okra, but they bloom for one day, then fall off, and then produce little okras, and they grow super fast. So like I'll probably pick that tomorrow. It's crazy how quickly the okra can grow. And so I've got my pepper plants. My pepper plants are not so fun in the sense that I've been picking them and they just don't look healthy. I mean, I've eaten some, kind of eaten around the bruises, but need to figure out what I'm doing wrong there. My tomatoes, I did learn that I don't need to wait until they're super red to pick them. But to wait till they're a little blushy and then pick them, and they ripe on the counter, and that's been super helpful. But oh my gosh, we've had great tomato sandwiches. But here's those squash bug eggs. Where can you see it right there? Yeah, so these bad boys, every morning and night I come out and deal with these guys, and then the adults squishing them. They actually smell like citronella when you squish them. My Brussels sprouts, these are struggling. But I've been picking off worms like crazy every day, killing them. I don't even know if I need to figure out if this is even the season, but we love Brussels sprouts and I refuse to give up. But this squash plant, I am shocked is still alive. I've had to deal with beetles. I had a second one that I pulled up, but I just pulled some squash off of here. But I've really dealt with powdery mildew, again, the squash bugs. I've learned how to kind of work with neem oil and hydrogen peroxide and all that kind of good stuff. But my pumpkins are still doing real well. I've cut them back so many times, and yet they're still thriving. So at least we'll have some some pumpkin pie, and then this is more watermelon. We're a big watermelon family. But anyway, so this is my teeny tiny garden. This is gonna be probably like buckwheat or clover cover crop. That's my sad little compost thing that it's a work in progress. And then this is what I'm working on now for my fall. This is the Charles Dowding no dig garden. Still trying to figure out, but I cut this down real low. I put cardboard down, put Black Kow. I need to go get more Black Kow, but we're on a weekly budget, so I couldn't do it all at one time. And then I attempted wakeboarding after not wakeboarding for many years and pulled my rib muscles. So I'm not gonna be working on that today, but this is where hopefully my fall garden is gonna go. So this is kind of where I'm at, and it's small beginnings, but we're getting there. And then in another video we'll show you our chickens and our goats, and we'll go from there. But it's a long, hard, but fun and rewarding journey. Super hopeful. All right, y'all, bye.